Hi, I'm Smoking Elk, and today we are cooking this glorious Wagyu Picanha. So today I have an extra special piece of meat in front of me. This is a Wagyu Picanha. Now Wagyu is known for its marbling throughout the beef. Marbling obviously helps to keep your beef nice and moist, and I've got this beautiful cut here that's been sent to me just in the nick of time, I might add, from Tom Hickson's. Now through no fault of their own, because me being as organised as ever, knew that I was making this video today, left it to the last minute to order a Wagyu Picanha, and it's not something that you can just go and pick up locally most of the time. So I put a little shout out on my Instagram, who can I get one from? Tom Hickson come to the rescue. They sent this yesterday and it arrived this morning. So talk about cutting it fine. So thank you, Tom Hickson, for that. Now this, I just want to treat, I want to cook it perfectly because it's Wagyu, it's an expensive piece of meat. I do not want to ruin it. Now, how to ensure that we're not going to ruin it? Now, I go on about it time and time and time again, but we cook to temperature, not to time. So I'm going to be using two tools today to help me ensure that I don't overcook this, don't undercook it, I'll just cook it to perfection. So first one, always my Thermapen. This is the Thermapen 1. This is an instant read thermometer that I could just probe into the meat and it would tell me the temperature of the meat within 1 second. So that is my trusty tool, but also because I'm going to bring this up to temperature slowly, I want to monitor the internal temperature without having to keep lifting the dome of my barbecue. So I've got this, which is the Thermapen Blue Dot. Now you may have seen the dot on my channel before. This is the Blue Dot, it's a Bluetooth version. So this is connected to my phone via Bluetooth. So from my phone, I'm able to check the temperature and see the temperature of the meat while it's in there, while I'm away from a barbecue on the phone. So how cool is that? So these are my two trusty tools for this piece of meat. What am I going to do to it? Not a lot. I want to treat it with respect. So all I'm going to do with this is just dry it and give it a nice coating of salt, and then it's just going to go in here. I'm not even going to put any wood chunks in here. I'm just going to let the charcoal flavour, the heat, the smoke, flavour this with a bit of salt. It's going to be epic. I'm cooking this today on my Kamado Joe Classic 3. Now I've got the divide and conquer cooking system in there. I've got a full load of charcoal that I've lit on one side. I've got a heat deflector on one side and direct on the other. So I'm going to cook this. First of all, I'm going to start it direct, fat side down, to start getting that fat rendering down, and then I'm going to stick it over to the indirect side until it comes up to a temperature of around about 45 degrees, and then we're going to finish it off with a bit of a high heat sear. So I can't wait for this. So first things first, I'm going to get a thin coat of oil on there, get some salt on there, get it ready for the barbecue. Very easy to prep. You see what I've done there? I've just scored some lines in that fat to help it to render down. Haven't bothered with any oil on there, it doesn't need it. So just gone in with some lovely flaky salt, and that is all I'm going to do to it. Now picanha is otherwise known as rump cap, top rump. This is a beautiful tender cut of meat that, if treated right, is absolutely delicious, I'll tell you now. So the best way to cook it, I find, is nice and slow, and then we finish it off with a bit of high heat. There is a good fat cap on here as well. Now this is why I'm going to start it fat cap down against the coals, just to start rendering that fat out, because we want to render it out and we want to give it maximum chance of even slightly crisping up. So that's how we're going to cook it. Remember, I'm using my Thermapen Blue Dot to monitor the temperature as we cook, and then towards the end I'm going to spot check it with a Thermapen 1. Once it comes off at 45, we're going to crank the temperature up on this just to finish off this steak. Now medium rare, which is where I want to take this, is about 55 degrees Celsius, but I'm going to take this off a bit before, around about 50, 51, because it will continue to cook while it rests, and that's very important, because if I take this off at 55, after it's just seen some high heat, it's going to go up to 60 and it's going to be overdone. So around about 50 is when this will come off. It's going to continue to rise until hopefully it ends up with a perfect medium rare. So let's crack on and introduce this fine piece of meat to some fire. There we go, happy days. It's been a nice simple cook, nice straightforward cook. Like I said, I just wanted to treat this really simply. So this came off, as you saw earlier, at 45, and then we cranked the temperature up on this and given it a very quick sear, once on the fat side and once on the meat side. Doesn't need more than that. Now, when I took this off after the sear, it was sat at around about 52, and this dot now is telling me it's 57. So you can see there from the carryover cooking, it's continued to rise while it's resting. So when you do take them off, you don't have to worry about sticking some foil over it, because you're just going to lose that bit of crust that you've built up. It's going to carry on cooking regardless. I'm outside here, this is risen to 57, it's going to be perfect. So let's just take that out. The dot has done its job by monitoring the cook throughout, and as you've seen, I've done some spot checks using the Thermapen one, so I know it's perfectly cooked throughout. So this is picanha, and it's the same with all steaks. You want to slice against the grain. So I can see here I've got quite a prominent grain going this way, so I want to slice it against the grain, which is going to help it give you a much more tender mouth experience. It's going to be softer. If you slice with the grain, you're just going to get those long grains, and it makes it slightly chewier. So we're going to carve this way. So let's cut in and see exactly how it's done with this beautiful piece of meat. And you can see there we've got it beautifully blushing, wonderfully juicy. This is exactly how I want my picanha. Look at that, absolutely fantastic. So very happy with that. This has been resting for around about 10-15 minutes as well. We're not losing too many of those juices, which I'm happy with. This is what the rest does for you. Just continuing the slice through there, look, you can just see got that beautiful colour. We've got the lovely strip of fat there, slightly crispy on the top. That is absolutely perfect. So let's have a taste. Going to take a bit there, and it's perfect. Look, edge to edge pink as well. That's the beauty of doing a reverse sear. It's in there, coming up to temperature, nice even cook, and then you just flash it on each side, so you're not going to get darker edges on the outside and pink in the middle. This is a perfect wall to wall pink. Let's have a taste. That is unreal. I've not had a Wagyu Picanha. This is the first time I've had one. That has literally just fallen apart in my mouth, just melted in the mouth. Now, I know this is an expensive piece of meat, which is why I always say, for what it costs to buy a Thermapen or a Thermapen dot, you know, you're talking 30, 40, 50 quid. If you're gonna get a beautiful cut of meat such as this, you do not want to ruin it. So, cook to temperature, not to time. That is my Wagyu Picanha. I'm very happy with that. I've got a lot of it to get through. Honestly, I'm going in for another taste. On a smoking elk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Oh mate, that's good.